friends, welcome back to the Enchanted Stay, where fantasy books and stray kids exist in chaotic harmony. Today we're continuing one of my favorite formats, stray kid songs as fantasy themes, tropes, and book recommendations. For each song, I'll briefly talk about its vibe, match it with fantasy books, and tell you what kind of stories you probably love if this song is your favorite. So grab your sword and lightstick and let's go. Railway is momentum, a choice made so completely that turning back is no longer an option. The world is full of warning signs. The sirens are screaming. Everyone is telling you this road ends badly, and yet you take the journey anyway, because some connections feel worth the risk. This isn't a song about safety. It's a song about trust, holding someone's hand while the train barrels into the unknown, and choosing them over certainty, again and again. Fantasy trope, star-crossed lovers, or the no turning back. Book matches. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, and The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. If Railway is your favorite, you love stories where love becomes a leap of faith, where the future is uncertain, the odds are terrible, and the characters choose each other anyway.
My life is so unfair, I'm still left in despair, just when I thought that God had answered my
Unfair is redemption, the feeling of being judged for what you become, while desperately wanting someone to see who you really are. It's loneliness, isolation, being treated like the villain before anyone knows your story. And then one person changes everything, not because they save you, but because they choose to understand you. This is a song about being seen, about finding someone who looks past the curse, the scars, the mistakes, and recognizes the person underneath it all. The monster isn't asking for rescue. He's asking for a chance.
I wanna be with you every day and night. I miss the way you shine on me so bright. I'm warmed up by your light.
Fantasy trope, the cursed soul, or the love beyond appearances. Book matches. Heart's Blood by Juliet Marillier. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, and Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. If Unfair is your favorite, you love stories where the world gets a character wrong. Hold My Hand is devotion, not the dramatic kind, not the world-ending kind. The quiet kind. The choice to stay beside someone when they're struggling, to sit with their pain instead of running from it. This isn't a song about saving someone. It's about refusing to leave them alone. The lyrics aren't focused on battles won or impossible odds overcome. They're focused on tears, fear, the helpless feeling of watching someone you love hurt, and wishing you could carry that burden for them. Despite the nightmares, setbacks, and scars, the answer remains the same. Hold my hand.
Baby, hold my hand now. Baby, hold my hand now.
Fantasy trope, Light in the Darkness, or The Loyal Companion. Book matches. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. And A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. If Hold My Hand is your favorite, you love stories where kindness is a form of strength, where characters don't rescue each other through power, but through presence, loyalty, and choosing to stay when things get hard. Ultra is transformation. The moment pain stops being a weight and becomes a fuel. This isn't power handed down by prophecy. It isn't a magical gift. It isn't destiny. It's power earned, built from failure, built from scars, built from every setback that was supposed to break you. This song constantly returns to the idea of becoming something larger than you were before, a stronger version, a freer version, a monster in the best possible sense of the word. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Ultra isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to stay small. Fantasy trope. Self-made ascension. Or Forged Through Adversity. Book matches. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. And The Will of the Many by James Islington. If Ultra is your favorite, you love stories about earning greatness, characters who start with disadvantages, endure impossible hardship, and transform themselves into something the world can no longer ignore. Youth is possibility. The moment before the map is drawn, before the choices are made, before anyone knows how the story ends. It's freedom, not because life is easy, but because the future is still unwritten. This song isn't about looking back at youth. It's about living it, taking chances, making mistakes, trusting yourself enough to leap before you know where you'll land. There's a beautiful recklessness here. A belief that being imperfect is better than standing still. That uncertainty isn't something to fear. It's an adventure waiting to begin. Youth is the feeling every fantasy protagonist has before they step beyond the safety of home for the very first time. Fantasy trope, the call to adventure, and the endless possibility. Book matches. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. If youth is your favorite, you love stories about beginnings, characters standing at the edge of the unknown, full of dreams, courage, and just enough recklessness to change their lives forever. Hallucination is longing, the kind that lingers long after the moment is gone. It's meeting someone or something that changes your world in an instant and then disappears before you can hold on to it. Was it real? Was it a dream? A memory? A possibility that was never meant to last? This song never fully answers, and that's what makes it hurt. This isn't a story about possession. It's about chasing an echo, trying to recapture a feeling that only existed for a heartbeat, yet somehow changed everything. The closer it slips away, the more impossible it becomes to forget. Fantasy trope, the impossible dream, or the chasing a phantom. Book matches. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, or The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Wee E. Schwab. If Hallucination is your favorite, you love stories built on wonder and yearning, where characters spend entire lifetimes searching for something beautiful, elusive, and just beyond their reach. So good is wonder. Not the kind found in ancient prophecies or legendary battles. The kind hidden in everyday life. It's finding magic in ordinary moments. Laughing with friends, talking about stories you love, or taking the scenic route simply because you can. This song isn't about changing the world. It's about enjoying it. There's a quiet rebellion in that. A refusal to let stress, expectations, or other people's opinions decide how you're supposed to live. Instead, the song chooses curiosity, joy, adventure, the belief that happiness doesn't have to be earned through suffering. Sometimes it's already right in front of you. You just have to notice it.
Life is so good. Life is so good. Life is so good. Life is so good. Life is so good.
Fantasy trope, the wonder of the journey. Or Finding Magic in the Ordinary, Book Matches. Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. And Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. If So Good is your favorite, you love stories that embrace wonder, where magic isn't just something powerful, but something joyful, strange, and woven into everyday life. As We Are is endurance, not the dramatic kind, not the hero standing alone against impossible odds, but the quieter kind, the kind that grows slowly over time. It's about moving forward even when you're struggling, even when you fall behind, even when everyone else seems to be getting there faster. Because this song isn't asking you to be perfect, it's asking you to keep going, together. The repeated imagery of roots, branches, seasons, snow, and wind creates the feeling of growth that can't be rushed. A tree doesn't become strong overnight, neither do people, neither do dreams. This is a song about believing that one day you'll look back and realize all those difficult years weren't wasted. They were growing you into someone stronger.
As long as we stay, it never won't wait.
Fantasy tropes, growing together or straying through companionship. Book Matches, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien, and A Psalm for the Wild Build by Becky Chambers. If As We Are is your favorite, you love stories where relationships matter more than glory, where characters endure hardships side by side, growing slowly into the people they're meant to become. If you want a part 8 or a full video on a specific song, let me know. And remember, your playlist says a lot about your bookshelf. If you love this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay chaotic, stay magical, stay.